What's going on? I'm going to bring you guys the two random shootings here in Chicago on the north side out of Rogers Park. Crazy part about this killing is it's just random people getting shot. And the so-called suspect is that picture right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll pull it up. However, very funny. For so long, less than 20% of the murders are solved here in Chicago. This year, it's almost 600 murders in Chicago, and not even 20%. That's the lowest average in the country, and maybe the lowest average ever. One weekend, we had 84 people shot. Like, what was it? I forget the number. 23 killed. Guess how many people? This is just one weekend. Guess how many people arrested? Zero. Zero. Murder after murder after murder. Nobody's getting arrested for none of them. Point I'm trying to get at is Dr. Umar Johnson was once saying, and if you watch The Purge, to push an agenda, the CIA, what he was saying is that he definitely suspects the CIA hiring mercenaries to push an agenda, to murder. And so what's happening is that I always suspected this, that the police are protesting us, protesting them. So they're saying, hey, you know, since y'all want to have something to say about us, Black Lives Matter, we're going to step back and we're not going to solve no murders. Or send mercenary groups in there. And what happens is this killing was Orthodox Jews on the north side. And that's the suspected killer. Some type of black mask. This ain't the one. I'm going to bring you guys a picture of the black mask, the guy from Ohio. That's him right there that robbed banks in Ohio for the longest. And everybody thought it was a black man. And he got greedy because he was getting away with it so much. And so this is the picture here. The man on the right, that's the suspected killer. Look how suspect that picture is. Got a mask on. All you can see is the top part. Look at that mask right there, that black man. Well, white man in a black mask. Let me bring that mask up. Let me bring this up. Look at that. So two random killings. One thing I can say about us, we don't just walk around killing random people up north. That's one thing we do not do. One thing I suspected that the police tactics and a lot of these killing tactics is that they go to one. Let me tell you something. That weekend, 84 people were shot and like 25 killed. It happened in two communities, two neighborhoods, Austin and Inglewood. If you got thousands of police officers and you know it's a gang war, all you got to do is just place more cops in the area. You hear a shot. We even got spot technology to where in minutes we can hear where the gunshot came from. No arrest. People can walk away from the scene. There's a dude on YouTube that literally called out every single piece. He know every one of the murders and who did what. Police have no idea who did nothing, so they claim. Less than 20% of murders been solved. If you're a cop, if I'm at my job and I can only clear 20% of my job, wouldn't that mean grounds of termination? Come on, man. Something very funny is going on in Chicago. This is my life in the shop. So I'm going to bring you guys part of that news story at least.
Well, late word tonight from police. The FBI and ATF have joined this investigation. We've seen police patrols coming through this area all night. The hunt is on for the man in that picture.
A neighborhood united at Loyola Park tonight, remembering a young man murdered here last night.
There's no mental picture of him that's not smiling.
Eliyahu Moskowitz, called Ellie by his Pokemon Go friends, was part of a close group that bonded playing a game he was really good at.
He finds a way to like just seamlessly like fit in the group and like find a way to like, I don't know, bring people up.
The search for his killer starts with this photo. Police say this man is a person of interest. Detectives believe the same gun that was used to kill Moskowitz was also used in the ruthless shooting of 73-year-old Douglas Watts just blocks away Sunday.
The shell casings found at both crime scenes, the 1100 block of West Lunt Avenue and the 1400 block of West Sherwin Avenue from Sunday, were found to be a match.
Hugs at tonight's vigil. Strangers embracing strangers now bonded by two heinous crimes. Pastor John Ellison found Moskowitz on the ground and stayed with him until police arrived last night.
I was praying for his family. Mom, baby dad that he had. I'm thinking I would probably want someone to do that for my kid was laying there.
And tomorrow, police and city leaders will hold a meeting here to update residents on the investigation. They're urging people to stay vigilant and check any home surveillance video cameras.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7.
Get out of here. Anyway, one thing that I know, an agenda. You go kill one gang member on one side, then they retaliate and who they think it was, and you just let it roll. You just let it roll. Murder after murder after murder out here is unsolved, 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 unsolved. Last year, unsolved, less than 20% unsolved. In 2016, over 750 murders. They only had 21% clearance rate. Unsolved. You got over 80% chance of getting away with a murder here in Chicago. That's bananas. If you see 10 murders, 8 of them are unsolved. That's the lowest in history. Something else is going on. Then all of a sudden, crates, train loads full of guns. Just all of a sudden, just can't keep up with our guns. They just come up mysteriously missing. Oops. We just keep losing crates and train loads full of guns. Gee, just ain't our year in Chicago. Guns and drugs, just like the Black Panther Party in Chicago. If you watch the movie with Tom Cruise, American Made, CIA brought drugs in this country. And still, to this day, I believe that's who is bringing the guns and the drugs. The guns are being made here, but being dropped off in our communities to say, hey, have at it. We want population control. We want this city back. Let us get this city. We'll just gentrify it. Once somebody dies, your property value decreases tremendously. Your property value of your house decreases. And
as I mentioned in the last video,
your property value decreases. This is Rogers Park here. And I'm going to just show this up here. The property value drops tremendously. This is in Rogers Park. This is up north. And what I think the agenda is, these people now up north, look at the suspect. No other murders. None of them out of the hundreds of murders this year. None of them got any surveillance. No footage. But we got cameras every corner. Let me tell you something. If you even think about speeding, speed like cameras. If you even think about running a red light, cameras. Revenue cameras, oh, they are absolutely everywhere. You could go buy a camera for $20 anywhere. But somehow, some way, they can't seem to find one murder. But let a police officer even get brushed, if they brush up against a police officer, oh, they'll have anyone in jail in seconds. This is Rogers Park. That's a picture of the neighborhood right there where this happened. Random killing. That's something we don't do, is just run out randomly shooting Orthodox Jews on the north side in the head. That's just something unknown. 2 random murders. One guy is 73-year-old Douglas Watts. was gunned down on the 1400 block of West Sherman on Sunday. And just the next day, the 24-year-old Orthodox Jew was gunned down, execution style, in the head. Now, does that sound like us? Not even a little bit. That's Elijah or whatever his name is. Not even a little bit. You've never even heard of us doing anything like that. I don't buy it for a second. Watch the movie The Purge. Watch The Purge and see what's happening in The Purge. They're like, hey, let's kick off this purge, but hey, these people aren't killing each other. Understand the privatized prisons. The privatized prisons are getting ready to sue the city of Chicago. Because they were promised all of their jails will be filled up with us, that they would round us up, lock us up, privatize us as modern day slavery. They want their slave wages. They want their slave labor. Our tax dollars pays $40,000 per inmate. We pay our taxes go for $40,000 per inmate to these privatized prisons. To lock us up is beneficial to the city, to the country. Slave labor, tax dollars, and us off the street. With the men out of the household, no fathers in the communities, you get more drug-related crimes, you get more gangs, you get more high school dropouts, suicides, you name it. No men, no community. That's the agenda. Understand the agenda that's happening. The purge is real in Chicago. You drop off drugs, guns, you take away law enforcement, let them have at it. And if they're not killing each other fast enough, do it yourselves. That's what I think. Send somebody in, do it, and let them retaliate against each other. Step back and just watch the carnage go down. That's what I think the agenda is. And that's what it looks like. You can't tell me this man. See the way he walking? We don't walk like that. Something very funny going on in Chicago. Look at that mask. How many of us can even walk down the block? If I walk out my house down the block, understand, I'm not getting far. The police will be on me. Look at this. You up north walking with a mask. And running in a mask that he never takes off. With your hands in your pocket that you never take your hands out of your pocket once. Look at this. This man is not going to take his hands out of his pocket once. Not while he's walking in the front, not while he's walking in the back. What's in your pockets? And I want to see his real skin color, because that could be a mask. As I showed you guys. That could be a mask. And that's being sold right now. So definitely, I'm definitely. Do I think anybody's gonna get caught? Absolutely not. For the other 600 murders, is anybody gonna get caught? Probably not. They're calling for, and now they just got a $110 million training facility for the police. They just came up on 100. They're getting unlimited overtime. All of them are getting 60+ thousand a year, 80, 90, some of them 6 figures. Good overtime, and they just cleaning up. And I think that in our communities, it's 90% of them come from Mount Greenwood. None of them come from Inglewood. None of them come from nowhere else. Got 90% of them patrolling our communities and can't solve one murder. But this doesn't cause for grounds of termination. Get out of here. Something is very wrong. This picture is off the chart. Anyway, I want you guys to like, comment, share these videos. Definitely comment whether you like it or not, whether you agree with me or not. I read all my comments. Peace, peace.